Do you want to get better at Bedwars? Do you get rushed and die immediately? Do you stay on your bed all day fearing for your life? If so, this video is for you! Alright, first step, because I know a lot of you watching this video are playing on 1.16.3, please, for the love of God, or whatever you believe in, change the game version to 1.8.9. You want to know why? The simple answer is crouching sucks, you think you have hit cooldown, and no, axes do not do a million damage, and shields don't exist. Also, according to YouTube Analytics, not enough of you are subscribed, and too many of you are not subscribed. Now that we got that out of the way, we can start the video. First tip, don't rush mid. I see a lot of people doing this, and it just isn't the play. Going to mid, although it gets you cool stuff such as diamond armor, obsidian, and a punch bow, really isn't going to win you the game at minute 1. Instead, start bridging over to your nearest neighbor and eliminate him as fast as you can. If you don't get to their bed, they will take yours. Next tip, don't protect your bed at all costs. Many beginners do this because they like the safety of being able to respawn. I'm not saying that beds aren't important, but they shouldn't be your main focus. If you're playing 1s or 2s, either slap some wool or wooden wool and you'll be fine. If you can, you should stop people from getting your bed, but don't stay at your base all game, because that way people will be eliminating each other and you won't be able to win and destroy people's beds if you're on your own. The next thing you want to do is spend smartly. For this one, you kind of get a feel for it, but I'll give you some no-nos. Don't buy chainmail armor if you're on a slow gen map, because with 40 iron, you could buy a stone sword, an axe, a pickaxe, and 32 wool. Don't buy pop-up towers. Trust me when I say that pop-up towers don't do anything. Just buy wool. Don't buy an iron sword unless you're stacked or don't have a bed. If you die with that, it's 7 gold down the drain, which you could have bought TNT gavels or saved for iron armor with. Don't buy a knockback stick, because although it might help you on bridge fights, it does no damage and costs 5 gold, which is enough for almost 2 gavels or TNT. If you buy sponge, just why? It soaks up water, water is not poison, it won't kill you, either build on it or just ignore it. Next tip is when you go to mid and how to spend your emeralds. If the game has been going on for a long time and your enemy is just camping at his base or just won't die, you can go to mid. If you go to mid, don't do it through your base, do it through someone else's, because that doesn't give them a direct line to your base. If you do happen to go to mid early because your neighbor made a bridge for you, take those emeralds, and if it is really early game, buy some diamond armor or obsidian, because at that point of the game, you cannot kill almost anyone. Some things you should spend your emeralds on are potions of speed, invisibility, and jump. If it's late game and you went to mid like a good boy, drinking all these potions at once can really help you to win the game. You can jump on their bridge, jump over them, and even if they know you're there, you can quickly get their bed and kill them, as it is harder to hit you when they can't see you. Something you shouldn't do is buy a punch bow. Not because it's a bad tool, because have some respect, man. It costs 6 emeralds and virtually makes you untouchable. Please just don't. Next, don't buy a diamond sword unless you're crazy stacked and you don't have a bed. A diamond sword is a slight upgrade from an iron sword, and for the price of it, you can buy a pearl or all the potions, which can win you the game. Before we leave this topic, I just want to say, have some decency. Next tip, what do you do with diamonds? Some people say that diamond upgrades as a whole are unnecessary, but that I disagree with. You can definitely win the game without them, as I have many times, but they aren't bad to use. If you can get them without disturbing your game and making it longer than it should be, it's fine. Let me hit you with some facts. In a diamond gen, there could be up to 4 diamonds, depending on how long they've been untouched. With a full gen of 4, you can buy sharpness, which is good, or decide to spread it out, which is what I usually do. Start of the game, if I get 4 diamonds, I will buy protection on my armor and a mining fatigue trap. Protection costs 2 diamonds and trap costs 1. That leaves me with 1 diamond that I can use to renew the trap if triggered, or just save for sharpness. Trap can be really useful if you buy the right one. Let me take you through what trap you should buy. My answer is you should only ever buy 1 trap, and that 1 trap is mining fatigue. Let me explain. Mining fatigue tells you someone is at your base and slows their breaking speed down. What this means is that if you're close, you can kill them, while without it, they would have gone to your bed with ease. If you have a decent bed defense, you might even have time to void, respawn, and kill them before they get to your bed. Other traps can tell you when people come, which mining fatigue does, And some traps give blindness or slowness, which is okay, but if they're on your bed, their tools are still going to shred through your bed defense at the same speed. Something you should never buy is Dragon Buff. What this does is that if you spend like 10 hours on a game and get to the point where dragons come to kill both of you, you have an extra one. One, if you play correctly, you should never get to that point. And two, the damn dragon kills everyone. You can't tell whose is whose. Another thing you should almost never buy is Iron Forge. Iron Forge makes your base gen slightly faster. And if you're playing the game like I told you, you should never be at your base too long, making this trap stupid. If you have the diamonds, buy haste, and multiple prot levels is also good. Next tip is, now that you know all the strategical aspects of Bedwars, you still can't kill anyone because you suck at PvP. Now how are you going to get better? First, you can strafe to prevent the enemy from hitting you by getting on their side and hitting them. If you want to practice that out, you could play some duels to improve the purely technical side of PvP. Next, you can change how you hit people. Some people normal click, which is just clicking with one finger normally. Some people butterfly click, where you put 2 fingers on the left mouse button to click faster. Some people jared click, where they try to vibrate like the Flash into another dimension. Some people like me block hit. What is block hitting? Block hitting is when you have your sword out and you not only left click, but you also right click to reduce the damage when you get hit. This one's a bit more tricky for beginners because a lot of people don't know when to right click and end up spamming it randomly, which ends up slowing them down. What you're supposed to do is have a feel for the back and forth in combat, and when advancing, left click, but when you expect to be hit, right click while left clicking to reduce the damage but still fight back. After a while you get the feel for it and it becomes natural, and it really helps. Next thing is that some people are just limited by their setups. If they're on a MacBook or have some computer that's older than them, they can't get the fluidity that other people have with their hundreds of frames per second. Something that can actually help a lot with this is downloading a client. Not a hack client, because that ruins the game for everyone and will get you banned, but a PvP client that is trusted, such as LUNAR client. There's another big client that is trusted, but has had some shady stuff about the developer who might be a pedophile, so I would stick with LUNAR client until more is known. But LUNAR client is really good, trusted, and offers a whole lot for free. With LUNAR client, you can set up some cool mods, like this Better F5 mod that lets you look around while not turning, an FPS counter, potion timer, an armor status, a clicks per second counter, and keystrokes if you're into that, and many, many more. One of the best things about LUNAR is the performance it gives you. I have a pretty beefy PC, but when I played on Vanilla or Forge, it used to take me forever to even be able to move on Hypixel, partially because the server was very populated. But with a client, I'm now able to join Hypixel with no lag at all, and other people with lesser setups also say that they see tremendous change in their FPS and overall performance. The last thing I want to talk about is bridging. I really advise you learn how to speed bridge. Either go into a single player world or housing world to practice. It is really easy to learn, and at least for me, after only about 3 to 4 days of lenient practice, I was able to do about 80% of the time, and after a few weeks, I got the number up to close to 100. Now, I almost never fall, and it really improves the time you can get to your opponent's base, which is crucial in Bedwars. If you really don't want to learn how to speed bridge, you can do this, which is slightly faster than normal bridging, because you're pressing both A and S at the same time. Other than that, there are many insane bridging methods that I cannot do and will never be able to do, such as Breezely bridging and God bridging. Last thing on the subject of bridging is height. Please do not flat bridge. Build up a bit when you bridge. Flat bridging anywhere lets people have the easiest access to your base, and it's just less effective if blocks too. Here's a side by side of someone flat bridging versus someone incrementally bridging up. They're slow bridging to make the speed consistent. That's about it for this video. I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, because I'm really trying to grow this channel into a real thing, and that would help so much. If you made it this far into the video, comment Tree Gang so I know you're a real one. I hope you get better at Bedwars, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.